The truth is, I never wanted to be a chef. I had dreams of being a riverkeeper, a gamekeeper, spending my life in nature. But that never happened. In February 1978, my father told me that I wouldn't be going to school today. He told me not to put on my uniform, to put on my Sunday best. So I did. I came downstairs, I had my breakfast, and my father told me that I was going to get the bus, the number 36 to Harrogate. My instruction was to knock on the back door of the hotel kitchens. I was a boy who did what my father told me. As a boy, I caught the 36 bus many times in my life. But I always got off at Harewood Bridge to go fishing. This time, I went beyond. I didn't realise at that time that the world I was born into was now behind me. It was a defining moment in my life. I left Leeds. I arrived in Harrogate. The bus stopped outside Betty's, next to the cenotaph. I thought, this is where I should get off. So that's when I got off. And then I went in pursuit to find the hotels, to knock on the back kitchen door, like my father had advised me. It was, without question, the most terrifying task my father had ever set me. The thought of going home without a job was terrifying. I walked down the hill, and when I got to the traffic lights, directly in front of me was the Hotel St. George. I walked alongside it. I could see it was smart, smarter than anywhere I'd ever entered before in my life. Then I found the goods entrance. I walked down it. Then I saw a turquoise door, which I guessed was the kitchen door. I knocked on it. No answer. I knocked again. And I have to be honest, there was a part of me which never wanted that door to open. But then it did. And there was Trevor, the kitchen porter, opening the door to my new life. He said, "What can I do for you, lad?" I said, "I've come to see the chef." He guessed I had an appointment, which I didn't. He walked me through the busy kitchen, many chefs in chef's whites with very tall hats. We arrive at another turquoise door, open. He knocks on the door and said, "Chef, there's a young man here to see you." He said, "Send him in." I walked in. He asked me to sit down. Mr. Reed and Mr. Long interviewed me. I got my job. The head chef's name was Michael Lawson. He trained and done his apprenticeship in the same kitchens as my father, the Queen's in Leeds. He was the baker, petit four maker, puff pastry maker. Then at 5 o'clock we would sit to have our dinner. Then he would dress in black and white and become a head waiter for the night. He used to take me home, tell me stories. And Mr. Lamb wasn't a cook, he was a baker. But his stories inspired me, and they drove me forward. His encouragement made me feel that I could do it. Mr. Lawson, a gentleman chef with a wonderful, wonderful touch, never tried to impress, just made things delicious. And Mr. Reed and Mr. Long were the men who gave me my dream. Every night, we'd have to go and say goodnight to the bosses, show our respect. But because I was the youngest in the kitchen, they used to send me first. And the boys would all run round to the Rose and Crown for last orders, a quick pint. I didn't mind going first. Mr. Reed and Mr. Long used to speak to me in the most visual sense. They'd tell me the stories of the great French restaurants of France and some of their dishes. Maxime's, Le Grand Pifort, La Serre, La Tour d'Argent, Lucas Caton. Then they'd speak about restaurants like Charles Barrier in Tours. And they said this was the best cook in France. They talk about Bocuse, Roger Verger, Antibes with Rostand, the Trois Gros. I used to dream, fantasize. But the one restaurant they never stopped speaking about, in their eyes, which was the ultimate, was La Serre in Paris. La Serre in Paris had 3 stars in Michelin and 5 red knives and forks. That became my dream, or should I say fantasy. But I believe in life. If you have a dream, if you have a fantasy, then you have a duty to yourself and a responsibility to make it come true. And when I started to fall in love with food, with restaurants. My love for nature was born in my childhood, but combine the two, and then you have a true love affair. I made their dreams come true. But at the same time, they made my dreams come true. We have to give credit when it's due. If it wasn't for all those individuals investing the time, staying focused, staying disciplined, being punctual, we would never have won 3 stars in Michelin. But we only had 4 black knives and forks. La Serre had 3 stars and 5 red knives and forks, which is the ultimate. So then we pushed for 3 years. We pushed hard to retain our stars and to win 5 red knives and forks. In 1998, in the January guide of the Michelin, 3 stars with 5 red knives and forks. The only restaurant in Britain, and in the history of Michelin in Britain, to win 3 stars with 5 red knives and forks. The only other restaurant which had 5 red knives and forks was the Ritz, but they had no stars. Then life became really boring. I'd realized my dream. I'd replicated a restaurant within my dreams which I'd never visited, to this day even. La Serre, 3 stars with 5 red knives and forks. Winning 3 stars is the most exciting journey of any cook's life, because you're playing the attacking game. When you win 3 stars, it's a defensive game. It's about reputation, preserving your position within the industry. It's conveyor belt cuisine. You're just churning it out every day, churning out every day, every day, every day. The truth is I became bored. It no longer stimulated my mind. And one day, I thought to myself, is it time to step down? I viewed my options. Option number 1 was to continue what I'm doing. 100 hours a week, 6 days a week, leaving home in the morning, and my boys are sleeping, arriving home at night, and my boys are sleeping. The job's boring. We've conquered it. We've climbed the gastronomic Everest and come back down. Conveyor belt cuisine. And I thought to myself, what are my options? Option number 1 was continue what I'm doing, retain my status. Option number 2 was pretend I cook when I don't cook, live a lie, question my integrity and everything I've ever worked for, continue to charge high prices. That's not me. I came from the old world of gastronomy. When I started, it was the tail end of Escoffier's world, where chefs were behind their stoves. But don't get me wrong, a chef is allowed to stray from the stove, but he should always stay close to the flame. That wasn't me. I was there for every service, lunch and dinner, 6 days a week. That's how I started, and that's how I ended. My third option was a very simple one. Find the inner courage to contact Michelin and tell them that you're stepping down. You're giving back your stars. You have no status, and tomorrow morning you're unemployed. They were my 3 options. And this little thought came into my mind. You're being judged by people who have less knowledge than you, Marco. So what's it worth? When you're given an award by people who have less knowledge, what is it worth? 0. So then, that gave me the inner strength to let go of status and live a life of truth, not live a lie and pretend I cook when I don't cook. The following morning, I announced it to Michelin. On the 23rd of December 1999, I've stepped down from my position. I've let go of my status. I'm unemployed. I'm unemployable. So what do? I did exactly the same as I did when I was 6 years old. I turned to nature. For the next 5 years of my life, I spent time in the woods, the fields, time on the riverbank. I was with Mother Nature again, my surrogate mother. I wasn't scared of the outside world. 22 years in the kitchen, 6-7 days a week. I was institutionalized. I was scared of the outside world. But nature, I was at one with. So I came back. I'd missed the stove. I'd missed her a lot. I started to cook again. But this time, cooking for a family, cooking for friends. No more pressure. And when I say this, believe me, there's more pleasure in cooking for the people you love than people with a wallet. It's as simple as that. And can I say, I'm no different to anybody else in a home kitchen. No different at all. There's just me. No longer with the 29 chefs around me. But the one thing I realized, at home, never serve food on a plate. By yourself cooking, it goes cold. Serve it family style. Serve it in the vehicle you cooked it in. If it's fillet steak, then serve it in the pan. If it's a risotto, take the pan to the table. If it's a bowl of pasta, take the bowl of pasta to the table and serve at the table. And as soon as you get your food, start to eat it. Never wait. The only person you ever wait for is the queen. Just eat your food while it's hot. Allowing food to go cold is the biggest crime. Trust me. I've cooked for over 40 years of my life. It's time to do all the things those great people did to me years ago. They shared their knowledge, they shared their stories, and they inspired me. So my job today is to inspire people to want to cook. As I've said many times in my life, cooking is a philosophy, it's not a recipe. It's about sharing your knowledge. Metaphorically speaking, it's like me taking you by the hand down a road you've never been down before. Listening to my stories to ignite something within you, to inspire you, to make you want to have a go, to make you want to understand, to make you want to dissect, make you want to touch a potato, an egg, mother's greatest creation. Feel it. Because once you start to feel it, your fingers absorb the knowledge. It's like whatever you work with, just feel it, handle it, touch it, smell it, eat it. And the more you do that, the more you understand. And the more you understand, the more you want to do it. The more you want to do it, your confidence grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Use every sense in the kitchen. Use your ears, use your finger, use your palate. Feel the heat on your face. I remember once I was cooking at the Hyde Park Hotel. We had 3 stars in Michelin. And I was saucing the pigeon au choux, roast pigeon, with braised cabbage and champagne, with a jus of thyme flowers, and this bead of sweat just dropped off my forehead. Bang. Hit the shoe and the ripples. What I'm saying is, put yourself inside the food. In whichever way, touch it, smell it, taste it, eat it. Because the secret of being a great cook is now to eat. The great cooks have 3 things in common. Firstly, they accept and they respect that Mother Nature is the true artist and they are just the cook. Secondly, everything becomes an extension of them as a person. And thirdly, they give you insight into the world they were born into, the world which inspired them, and they serve it on their plates. Discover food, and by discovering food, you'll discover yourself. That's what I did. And that's why I say gastronomy is the greatest form of therapy any misfit could ever be exposed to. I was the perfect misfit. My job is a very simple one. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to give you insight, give you understanding, to inspire you, to want to pick up a pen, to dissolve your fears of the stove. And by doing that, I've done my job. You take a potato and you can boil it and turn it into 3 stars Michelin. If you can do that, I've done my job. It's a journey. Everything in life is a journey. And we make lots of mistakes. And I've made more mistakes than anyone I know. Every time I make a mistake, I take the knowledge from the mistake. And that's what takes me forward and forward and forward. And when I'm tired, I'm very tired. I've always looked at it as a growing pain, not a physical pain or an emotional pain. Because you have to pay a price for knowledge. And the more time you invest, the more you take out. The more time you spend with food, the more you learn about food. The more you spend time on the stove, the more your confidence grows. It's like this little journey I've taken you down. Take from it what you want. If it inspires you, makes you want to cook, enriches your life, then I've done my job.